Hey guys, so today I'm going to be replacing the rotor and brake pads of this RAV4. This is everything that you're probably going to need for your brake job. So let's get started. First thing we need to do is make sure we know where the jack point is for our vehicle. Also make sure that your parking brake is on, and then jack it up. So after you have it jacked up, you want to grab your tire iron and put it on your lug nut. You might need some extra leverage to pull it down, so I recommend just grabbing some kind of bar. I got this one off of that, so that's what we're gonna do. Now that we have that taken off, we're gonna have to pull up the calipers. So there is going to be a bolt right here. You want to take this one off. That will release the caliper and you can pull off your brake pads. If you are replacing your rotor, you will also need to undo this bolt right here to pull your caliper up completely out of the way to get to the rotor. So let's get to that. So as you can see here, the problem we had here is that the brake pad actually kind of just completely fell out, and it's not the best situation in the world as far as the caliper goes, but I mean it's still doable. You just want to pull the brake pad out completely, just throw it to the side. But now that we have all that out of the way, you want to get the caliper completely off if you are replacing the rotor. If not, you can just slide your new you can just put your new brake pads in right here and then on the other side. But we need to get this caliper off right now, so just like that. Move this out of the way. And now what we have to do here is literally just use a hammer to smack it out of the way. So you don't have to be gentle with it, you are replacing it, so just smack it a couple times. Just like that. And that's what it looks like when your rotor is messed up on the back. Not good. Should look like this, very smooth. All right, so the next thing you want to do is just take your new rotor and put it on. And since we are doing the caliper, I like to take one of the lug nuts just to hold it on there. Just to hold it on there while we mess around with everything else, so that way we're not having to juggle 15 different things at the same time. And more than likely, you will have this issue where your caliper, the piston, is pushed out and it won't go back in. You need that to go all the way back in to put your new brake pad in. So what I do there, I take a block of wood like this, just a scrap piece of wood, I wedge it in there, and then I use a C-clamp like this one to kind of push it back in there. So I'm gonna do that now. So just like that, the piston is pushed all the way back in, and it shouldn't come back out unless somebody's pressing on the brake pedal. So after that, all you want to do is just take your caliper and just put it back in. Don't worry about putting the brake pads on right now. And make sure you tighten everything down just the way you found it. I will say, I mean, Torx bricks are, sometimes difficult to get into, especially if you don't have a torque wrench. What I typically do is just tighten it down all the way and then give it one good last quarter crank. So I'm gonna make sure that this is all tightened, buttoned down, and I'll be back. So you're definitely gonna want to wear gloves for this part. With your anti-seize lubricant, you want to put it on the brake pads in this area, only on the lip, on the flange on the lip right there. Do not put it on the pad itself. That's not good. So just kind of just put it all in here, wherever the metal's going to be touching it, like in here, there, that's where you want to put your anti-seize. So I just got to say, a little bit goes a very long way. I barely even had a pea-sized amount on my hand. But that's basically what you want it to kind of look like, minus like the area on the brake pad. I mean, that was just kind of, it slipped, but just like that. Just to install them, you want to just push it in at an angle kind of like this, and then you can just slide it in, and that's it. Just make sure it's pushed in as far as you can get it. and then you do it to the other side the same exact way. So just like that, as you can see, my brake pads are on both sides. You can just close the caliper down onto the pads themselves and then button it up with your bolt through there. So now we can take our lug nut off that we were using to hold the rotor on. And then we just want to put our wheel back on, and I'm going to have to use two hands. So after we have it just sitting up there, you want to get this one in first, because the wheel will always sit like this at first. Anytime I've ever done it, that's how it was. So you definitely want to just get that one started, and then you're going to want to go in a star pattern. So from here, you go here, and then to here, then to here, then to there. All right. And then you don't want to tighten them down all the way every single, like your first time around. You just want to get them kind of snug so that wheels pushed up against your rotor, and then we'll go back in the same exact star pattern and crank it down with our tire iron with the assistance of leverage. So I'll record that. All right, and once you're done with that, you just want to give it a test drive, see if you hear any weird noises, make sure you brake. You should be good to go.